So, you're wondering if it's time. Is your toddler really ready for potty training? It's one of the biggest milestones of their little lives, and let's be honest, it's also one of the most dreaded. You are so over diapers, but you've heard the horror stories, right? The endless accidents, the frustrating power struggles, and the constant fear for your carpets. The thing is, pushing a toddler who isn't ready can seriously backfire. It turns what should be a natural step into a huge battle of wills. It can even make your child resist the potty more, dragging out the process and causing a ton of anxiety for everyone. So, how do you know when it's the right time? How can you be sure your child is actually ready to ditch the diapers for good? As a child development specialist, this is one of the top questions I get from parents. And the good news is, your child will give you clear, unmissable clues when they're ready. You just have to know what you're looking for. And that's exactly what we're going to cover today. I'm going to help you skip the nightmare scenario by cutting through all the conflicting advice from your friends, your in-laws, and that random person at the grocery store. We're going to break down the real, science-backed signs that show your toddler is physically, cognitively, and emotionally ready to start. Because potty training isn't about a magic age, it's about a developmental stage. Most kids show these signs between 18 and 36 months, but every single child is different. There is no race to the finish line, and comparing your kid to anyone else's is only going to add stress you don't need. By the end of this, you'll have the expert insights you need to spot the signs in your own child and start this journey with confidence. First up, let's talk about the physical signs. These are the most black and white clues because they show your child's body has matured enough to even handle this job. Using the potty is a surprisingly complex physical skill, and without this foundation, you're basically trying to build a house with no frame. The first and most important physical sign is what I call the 2-hour dry test. This is a huge signal that their bladder control is kicking in. As babies, their bladder just kind of empties on its own. But as toddlers mature, their bladder capacity grows, and they gain the ability to hold it for longer. If you notice your child's diaper is staying dry for at least 2 hours during the day, or they're consistently waking up dry from naps, that's a clear sign their bladder muscles are ready for action. This physical milestone is non-negotiable. Without it, you're just setting them up for constant accidents. So, become a diaper detective. Check it before a nap and right after. If it's frequently dry, that's a major green light. Next up, we have a very predictable sign. They have predictable bowel movements. While pee is a big part of the equation, let's not forget the other side of things. If your child has regular, well-formed bowel movements at roughly the same time each day, say, first thing in the morning or right after lunch, it makes the logistics of potty training so much easier. This predictability lets you anticipate when they might need to go, so you can gently guide them to the potty at the perfect moment. It's not about a strict schedule, but about knowing their natural rhythm. When you can anticipate their need, you can be proactive instead of reactive, which helps them connect the feeling of needing to go with the action of using the potty. And that leads to our third physical sign. They have the motor skills to pay the bills. Potty training is a physical event. Think about it. They need to be able to walk or even run to the bathroom in time. They need the coordination to sit down on a tiny potty chair and stay there without toppling over. And, critically, they need to be able to pull their own pants down and then pull them back up. This fosters a huge sense of independence and is a make-or-break part of the process. If they're constantly fighting with buttons and zippers, it's just one more obstacle. Easy on, easy off pants are your best friend here, but they still need that basic coordination to manage it themselves. Okay, so their body is on board, but what about their brain? Cognitive readiness is all about whether they can understand what's happening, make connections, and communicate with you. This is where the real learning happens. So, let's look for our next sign. They're connecting the dots between sensation and action. This is a massive cognitive leap. It's the aha moment when your child starts to recognize the feeling of needing to pee or poop before it happens. A classic example? The toddler who hides to poop. You find them squatting behind the couch or in a quiet corner. It might seem a little weird, but it's a fantastic sign. It shows they're aware of what their body is doing. Others might grunt, make a funny face, or just suddenly freeze what they're doing. When you see this, you are witnessing body awareness in real time. They're no longer just a passive participant. They're actively tuning in to their body's signals. This flows right into the next sign. They can follow simple instructions. Potty training involves a sequence of steps. Let's go to the bathroom. Pull down your pants. Sit on the potty. To be successful, your child needs to be able to understand and follow simple, two-step directions. This is a skill you'll see in other parts of their life, like when you ask them to, "Please get your bear and put it in the basket." If they can generally follow those kinds of commands, it's a strong signal they can handle the instructions for using the toilet. And finally, the cognitive sign that ties it all together. They can communicate their needs. This one changes the entire game. When your child can tell you they have to go, you become a team. This could be verbal, using words like potty, pee, or poo. But it can also be nonverbal. They might point to their diaper, tug at their pants, or do the classic potty dance. The method isn't as important as the message. This ability empowers them and moves you out of the guessing game. They are now an active partner who can tell you what they need, which is a fundamental shift from being a baby to becoming a big kid. We've covered the physical and cognitive signs, and we're about to dive into the emotional side of things, which is often the trickiest piece of the puzzle. If you're finding this breakdown helpful, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. In our next video, we're going to walk through a step-by-step 3-day potty training method, and you are not going to want to miss it. Your child can be physically and mentally ready, but if they aren't emotionally on board, you're headed for a standoff. Emotional readiness is all about their desire to use the potty. This is the internal motivation that will get them through the inevitable challenges. Let's start with a big one. They show an active interest in the toilet. Curiosity is your best friend here. Is your toddler suddenly your bathroom shadow, following you in every time you go? Are they mesmerized by the toilet flashing? Do they ask what you're doing? This is a golden sign that they're trying to figure out this whole potty thing. They might try to imitate you or even ask for their own little potty chair. This interest is the seed of motivation. Encourage it. Talk about it in a simple, positive way. Read some fun books about potty training. When they are genuinely curious, learning becomes an exploration, not a chore. Next, look for this key emotional shift. They dislike the feeling of a wet or dirty diaper. For most of their life, a wet diaper has just been normal. A major turning point is when that feeling starts to bother them. You'll see your child start pulling at a wet diaper, trying to take it off, or coming to you demanding to be changed the second they've gone. This discomfort is a powerful, natural motivator. It means they're developing a preference for being clean and dry, which is the whole point. You can lean into this by saying, "Yuck, that wet diaper feels uncomfortable, doesn't it?" Big kids use the potty to stay clean and dry. This helps them see the potty as the solution to their problem. And our final readiness sign is a classic. They show a desire for independence. You know this stage, the "I do it myself" era. This drive for autonomy is a powerful force that you can channel directly into potty training. You see it everywhere else. They want to dress themselves, feed themselves, and make their own choices. When it comes to the potty, this can look like wanting to wear big kid underwear or getting really excited about mastering a grown-up skill. They take so much pride in their accomplishments, and learning to use the potty is a huge one. If your child is in a cooperative phase and is eager to show you what a big kid they are, it's the perfect window to introduce this as the next exciting step. We've spent all this time talking about your child, but there's one more person who needs to be ready for this. You. Your mindset is just as critical to success as their bladder control. Potty training requires a deep well of patience, consistency, and a positive attitude. Be honest with yourself. Is your family in the middle of a major life event, like moving, welcoming a new baby, or starting a new daycare? If so, it might be smart to just wait a few weeks. Big disruptions make it really hard to maintain the consistency that training demands. You need to be ready to handle accidents without shame or frustration, to celebrate the tiniest successes, and to commit to the routine. If you're feeling stressed or pressured, your child will absolutely pick up on that, creating anxiety around the whole process. Waiting until you have the emotional energy to be a calm, supportive coach is one of the kindest things you can do for both of you. So there you have it, the key physical, cognitive, and emotional signs that your toddler is truly ready for potty training. The trick is to look for a combination of these signs, not just one. If you're looking for the most important ones, I'd say it's staying dry for longer periods, being able to communicate their needs in some way, and showing a genuine interest in the toilet. And please, remember that every single child gets there on their own timeline. This is not a race. Starting before your child is truly ready will probably just make the whole process take longer and be more stressful. Trust the signs your child is giving you, stay patient, stay positive, and know that accidents are just part of the learning curve. If this video helped you figure out where you are on your potty training journey, give it a like so I know to make more content just like this. And don't forget to subscribe for that upcoming video on the 3-day potty training method. Lastly, drop a comment below and tell me the #1 sign you're seeing in your toddler. I'd love to hear from you and cheer you on. You've got this.